Hi, welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade. Today, we get this cool little package. Do you know what this package is? It's another Wolffpac display. Williams D11610/Data East 4x7 display kit in orange. So, one thing I always say when you get your Wolffpac kits, open them up when you're ready to build them. Well, actually before you're ready to build them. And verify you got everything you need. Because like I said, these are packed by a human and mistakes can happen and do happen on occasion. We can put that back over there. Get this beautiful new board. Very nice. Put that right there. I'm going to open this up because I have my computer screen right there. I'm going to start verifying. Alright, I'm going to start verifying everything that's in a kit. If you notice a weird little goofy jump there, somebody forgot to plug in their camera, and this has a old battery in it that just doesn't stay charged too much anymore. We're going to look for 74 ACT 541 chips. I'm guessing it's not these. That's one. That's two. That's three. Okay, we got those three chips. Now we need one 74 ACT 32 or HCT 32. 74 ACT 32. We have one of those. Now we need two 74 HCT 540 or ACT 540s. HCT 540. HCT 540. And then we need two UN 2003 or 62003. 62003. TBD 62003. Yeah, that's what I got. TBD, not the UN. Alright. We need 7 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 of those. $14 alphanumeric and 14 just regular. Let's just do it this way. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And there we go. Foam. Always something. You didn't see any foam come out, did you? No foam. Okay, so we'll ask about the foam. Resistor, table 1 value, we'll look at those in a minute. We need one. It's a 5-pin right here, which is correct. We have one of these. Next one is 1x9, which looks like it's this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is that one. Next one's a 1x9 with 3. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's correct. And this one, which is 2. Alright, we got all of them. These I have to just see. Orange, these should be brown, red, black, black, brown. Brown, red, black, black, brown. 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. We got one extra. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, and 2, 24. I don't know why he always sends one extra. It seems like I get one extra every time. But the thing I am missing, I will have to email him right now. I'm just going to stop the video and email him that I need the foam for these, because I have to have these done in about a week and a half so I can put my machine together. So I'm going to email him real quick. Alright, we're back. First up is U4 right here, and we're going to be answering this chip in U4. I got this thing off of, I think it was eBay or Amazon. It's a 3D printed chip straightener. What it does, it takes the chips that you're putting in. I'm going to actually zoom you in more so you can see better what I'm doing. Takes these chips that go in here and it corrects the legs, which you should be able to just drop it in there and squeeze it like that. And now this is a little bit better to go in. It should be. Look at that. That went on slick. That thing works beautifully. That just drops right in now. You just put the chip in there and squeeze it and it goes in. So we're going to solder the U4 in. I just want to make sure. Yep. floor. Alright, also, make sure when you do this, see how that chip has a notch in the top? And each one of these spots right here has a notch. It's letting you know that chip needs to be in that notch. See? So I'm going to flip this over, hold it with my finger a little bit. And set it on the edge here, like that. Of course, it's hard for you to see. Right there. And we're gonna get that in there. Where is it? Right here. I'm going to be using the really small solder for this. Clean my tip off. I'm just going to show you like one of these chips, and then I'm going to put the next ones in. Just because who wants to watch somebody do a bunch of chips? I always do opposite corners, and I'll verify the chip is in a right spot. It's down all the way like it's supposed to be. Now I can just burn it in the rest of the way. Iron flat. For this, I like using the smaller solder, the thinner solder. I'll give you the size in a minute. I just feel it does a better job at soldering. It's Kester 0.031. If you want to screenshot that, pause and screenshot it. It's 6040 rosin. I believe it's 6040. Yeah, it's 0.031. I like using it for these chips just because, well, it does a better job because it's thinner. The fatter the stuff, it's just, these chips are small, and I don't know, just getting that fat in there is it. So I'm gonna get my next couple chips lined up. U1 and U2 should be 7ACT541. One, two, and three. U1, U2, and UC. 7ACT541. Okay, these will go in 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Again, we will take my really cool chip straightener. That one, I'm not going to bend anymore because it just seems to be just tight enough. Again, I'll burn this one in, and then I'm just going to skip to the next couple. I'll do this one, and then as soon as I'm done with those, then we'll be back. But I'm just heating and pushing the solder. I don't know how good you can see it. I'm trying to do it so you guys can see it easier. Can you? Yeah, you can see. Heat, push, that's it. That one I redid because I just didn't like it, like a weird ball on top. Alright, I'm going to do the next two chips and we'll be right back. Alright, as you can see, I did just skip through and just did all the chips. I'm like, well, you've seen one chip, you've seen a couple put in, so what did you need to see me sit here and burn them all in? So now we're going to go to these resistors and put these in. Again, we'll do a couple of them, and then after that I'm just going to do them all myself. I got this neat little 3D printed thing. I think I got this off of eBay, but what it is you just grab a resistor if you can, put it in here like that, hold your thumb over it, and you can bend each end down, and it will make a perfect U, and it will make it nice and pretty. And then you can take your new bent resistor, put it inside there, and it looks really nice and pretty, and it's bent perfect. You can hold it over like that, and then you can just do the same thing and solder them in. Just like that. And you can see that's neat and perfect looking. And then we just take the end of it like this, cut off the ends, and voila. Now we gotta do that 22 more times. I'm not gonna bore you with that, but I'm going to end up doing all these and then all these right here. So yeah, I may be busy for a little bit, but like I said, I just showed you how to do one. No use having you sit here and do the rest. Alright, as you can see, I have them all in. So next step is to put all these caps in, which are basically going to go in front of and behind all these chips. So these are pretty easy, very easy. Hardest thing is going to be do is get them out of the thing. So basically show you what we're going to do. I'll put in one like that, and flip it over. I'll bend the legs over like that. Get my soldering iron. Put my cool goggles on. And just so you know, the last two pieces that I put on were non-directional. So it doesn't matter which way they went on. I just had to look for my little clippers here. I was doing something, I took it like super far away. The two noises you hear in the background, one is the washing machine and the other is a fan blowing on me. Because I just don't want the solder smoke blowing on me. So as you can see, we do got one right here. Now I'm going to pause the video and I'm just going to do all the rest myself. Alright, as you can see, we got all them in too. Now we're going to do these big connectors here. These will go like this. Just like that, because the cord on the machine, they all plug in from the top. So we're going to go J1, J2, J3, J5, well J4 and J5. But I'm going to show you how I do one of these first. So you got to make sure that all these white spots are the keys. And the key, as you can tell on here, is we have one missing. And that's what that is. You want that one missing so nothing can accidentally get plugged in there. These are a little trickier to do, but I'm going to show you how I do them. I'm going to do one corner at a time. Alright, now I want to make sure that this is laying flat against the board, and you can see it is. So now, since I know it's laying flat and it's perfect, I'm going to pop in the other ones. These ones will require a little bit more solder than the chips and stuff because these are a bigger connector. These ones, the actual other solder, would probably be better to do. Let's add a little bit more to the ends since I know they're good now. Alright. Next step is to go through the rest of those connectors. However, since that is perfect, I'm going to just do this connector next, which is J1. This one's a little more fun because you can get it. This one's easier to get. Oh, this is so hard to do. Off-centered. See how it's cockeyed like that? It needs to be like that, but it's easier to do like that, but we're gonna get it like that. Perfect. So the reason why this one's a little harder because you got more pins. However, it will be easy, trust me. Let's use my soldering spool here. We're going to take in two corners, and I'm probably going to have to adjust it. Alright, we'll see. Yeah. Oh, this is so hard to do. It is a little, let's say it's more like that. You can see a little bit like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my thumb or finger up against it. I'm going to push this way. I'm holding my thumb and push down like this. See how I'm doing? I'm using my finger to push up and my thumb is pushing down. And I'm going to put my finger right in the middle here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to touch each corner. Keep doing that over and over again. I'll let it cool. And by me doing that, it pushed this area of the pin tight up against the board here. And as you can see, now it is perfect. Pointy like that. It's 45, totally perfect, 45-degree angle. This is your data right here that's coming in from what I remember. So now we'll just burn that in. Once we got those two corners good, let's do the two opposite corners. Flip it over so I can get it to this other side. It's a little bit easier. See, these boards really are not that hard to do. It just, I really wouldn't want to do one of these in one day. This is day number 2 of me working on it. Day 1 I put the chips on, and those first couple of resistors you saw me do, that was day 1. Day 2 I finished the resistors, and we put all these caps on and these two connectors. So as you can see, both of those connectors are on nice. So I'm going to work on, stop the video, I'm going to do the other ones, and then we'll be back after we get those done. Alright, we are back. As you can see, we have all of them soldered in, and they're all nice and even and look good. So now we are going to go to the displays. These go on the top. You gotta get your comma down at the bottom, and they go in just like that. I'm gonna get one in right now. These are also fun to do. I'm using the, you can actually see this edge right here. I'm using that to hold in the display. I need to move this so it can be in view though. Right there. I want to see if I can get it tightened in as good as I can. That's pretty good. Other noise you hear is the fan on again. Now these are fun to do for a few reasons. You need to get these in there flat and straight. I'm going to put these back on so I can see. They got to be in there flat and straight. And they're kind of a little fun to do to get in. So I'm going to do 2 of them first. And then we're going to flip it over and check it. Which are pretty good. Seems to be in there pretty good. Another thing you can do is hold it with your thumb or whatever finger you think is good. Hold it tight like this. push on the board, and then just heat your two corners up. I don't know if you heard that, it made a little click noise. That was it coming up higher onto the board and clicking in. Let's see if I can get another one. Once I get a bunch of these, well actually once I get one soldered in, I like to do a bunch. Make sure you have the comma on the bottom. That is a requirement. And make sure you're putting these 14 segment displays on the bottom. This is the hard part. I'm not going to be able to do all 7. I can get 3 probably. Yeah, I got 3 pretty good. Right here. So I'm going to put these, do one corner of each one of them again. And then I'm going to turn off my fan, because we're going to, one of these I guaranteed are not going to be sitting flat all the way. I have the fan on just so it doesn't blow smoke on me. Alright. When we flip it over, you can actually see it. This one here, it is not flat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push on it with my finger, and then we're going to heat up the back. Now if you listen really closely, you might hear a click once I heat it up. No click, it just pushed up. There we go. Now I want to hold it, make sure that one's just done. Now I'm going to go to the next one, which I can feel is also low. There you can see how this one is up too. Right here at the bottom. You can see the gap there. We're going to remove that gap. Again, I'm going to hold it with my finger, and we're going to push up on it as we heat the pins. I'll hold it for a little bit. The next one doesn't feel bad. That one actually felt perfect. You can see they're all nice and flat. So let's see if we can sneak these next ones in. Again, make sure your commas are all at the bottom, because these are real fun thing to do if you don't get them. And I just knocked all 3 of them out. Well, we're just going to do one at a time then. I just like to do a couple at a time. It just makes it a little easier, you know. That one I can tell is not straight, or I should say not in all the way, but we will fix that. That one kind of looks good. Yeah, I do have at least one that's cockeyed. Alright. And again, you can see this one is not flat. The others look pretty good. So what I'll do again, I'll hold it with my finger. We'll heat it up. This one just pushed up real super nice. That click is just like basically the digits slapping up and hitting this board. Go to the next one. No, I didn't get any movement out of that. Next one. No movement. You can usually feel them with your fingers. And you can usually hear that snap of them just sliding up all the way. And there. Now they're all kinda in, I should say. Now, this is the fun part. What I do is I like getting them all in, and then I'll do this. You ready? I do recommend clean your soldering iron off after doing at least one of these. It gets pretty sloppy. I'm just doing half on each one right now. I know it might be kind of hard for you to see. I'll try to make it a little easier. How can I make this easier for you to see? Maybe like this. Will that work? Lay it down. You just get the stock hot. I'm pushing it right up against a post, and I'm also touching the circle on the board so I can push it in basically. The reason why you want to get that board hot enough for the solder to stick to it, and then the post also hot for the solder to stick to it. Alright, let me put my fan back on. Put that on low. So now the reason why I did it like that is because now I'll flip the board around the other way, and it's just a little easier for me to get my soldering iron this way and go down instead of trying to twist my arm around to get it to do the other side. You know what I mean. I know you can't see it too good when I do that. I'm trying to get it so you guys can see better. I might just have to, I'll just move how I'm sitting. Let me see if, yeah, that's probably better for you. I know these boards seem a little tedious doing, but the trick is do them in different hourly sessions or different days. This is what, a period over, I think, 3 videos. Well, not 3 videos, 3 recording sessions. Because trust me, this is some eye bugging out work. Doing all these at one time. Now you can understand why I do one corner at a time, because if you burn them all in like this, you're never gonna get them straight if they get crooked on you. If those are crooked, you're kind of screwed now. If you're not flat to the board, you're kind of screwed now. But there, we got 7 done. Now we got to do another 21 more. As you get the picture on that, I don't think you need to, you want to watch me do another. These here, these do the exact same thing. You want to do them like that, get your commas in. Sure, we can do one together. We'll do just one. Okay, I need to put something over here. There. So I can brace this better. One corner. Doesn't matter what corner you do. It looks pretty good. But once we hold it with my finger and then hit the solder again, yeah, it went right away. It went nice and flat. So we'll burn this one in too. Might as well just do it all the way. Oh, I forgot. These don't have all the pins on them. I forgot that totally. Should be like that. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 on one side. So these are a little more fun to put in because you're not doing 16. You're doing what, 9? And if you see me how I'm doing this with my finger, I'm kind of like holding it in there with my finger, just like pressing it tight. Let those sit for a little bit. Yeah, that one is, you can see it right here. That one's not flat. Looks flat there. So I wonder if we'll get a click out of it when I heat it up. Yeah. They both went up just a little bit. Let that cool down a little bit. Don't want it to move. These ones are also important too, to put them the right way, because otherwise they're not going to light up correctly. Since these got 5 on one side and 4 on the other side, if they're in wrong, they're not going to light up correctly. But yeah, that's how we you do that. Now you just got to repeat it for top and bottom. Your top will be all these, and your bottom will be all these. And then I'm just going to spend some fun time now finishing them up. So you don't need to see any more of that, and then we will get to the point where we plug it into the game and see what it does there. Oh, we gotta get the surrounds and put the surrounds on first. That will be the next step. Alright, we got it all built now. It's all completely built, assembled. I still have to take the plastic off these. However, at this stage you want to plug it into your machine and verify it's working. And I did do that already. However, the next thing has to be done is we have to clean all of the flux off the back of the board. You can just see it's just all caked on everywhere. So what we're gonna do is scoop my chair up to the table, and I'm gonna show you. I'll probably just move this to the center, and we'll work on right here. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. It's a really boring and tedious task. Put some alcohol on it. Rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. The higher concentrate, the better. And just use your cousin Marvin's toothbrush to scrub. And don't be, you know, like real delicate and whatever with it. You just solder this board. These are strong contacts. I'd like to pat it. That's what I like to do. If you scrub it, you're going to rip this napkin paper towel thing apart, and you're going to have crap all over your thing. There, you can see it's much cleaner already. This is a process that takes time. You're not going to clean this thing instantly. But yeah, it takes time. I like just cleaning the whole thing at one time. The reason why, because you clean as you work. What ends up being is your whole area you just worked on ends up getting just contaminated from what you just cleaned after you cleaned it. Does that make sense? But yeah, it's coming along better. As you can see, these, how nasty they are, and how these are just getting slowly more and more cleaned. But you gotta remember your toothbrush too. Wipe that off every now and again. Now and again, that sounds like a great name for a song. Or would it be Now and Then? Yeah, good tune, Now and Then. So, but yeah, as you can see, pretty damn near cleaned. So I'm going to sit here and for a while and scrub on this and get all this crap off. It takes a while, trust me, but I'll come back when we're done with it. Alright, as you can see, all that ickiness is gone. Like I said, this isn't my favorite job to do on these boards, but when you're done cleaning it, it does look pretty nice. Just remember before, you can just rewind about a minute or so, and you can just see how nasty these were. A lot of scrubbing, a lot of alcohol, but if you want to know the alcohol, it is, I think I got 91%. There you go. Yeah, toothbrush, lots of scrubbing. Constantly clean your brush too, because that flux is sticky. Yeah, brush is still stickier you get, the harder it is to keep clean. But yeah, you're going to go through a lot of paper towel. But, it smells so good. But yeah, now it's clean. So what we're going to do, we will test it again first before we peel all these off and put the surrounds on. So we just want to make sure, since we got it all clean and everything, before we put the surrounds on, we just want to make sure that every digit is doing its job, because if it isn't, right now is the best time to go through and redo your solder to make sure all your solder joints are good and tight and you didn't screw anything up, because that way you can re-clean it again. But like I said, I go through every solder joint. I use this thing, and this is like an extra zoom. You're like right up onto the board like this, looking at every connection. There you go, you can see you're like right up on every single connection like that, looking at them really good, you know, to make sure. I do that. I don't know, maybe I'm just anal or what, but I like to do that on every connection to make sure everything is solid and it looks the way I want to before I finish. So I guess the next thing is we're going to do is give her a test in the machine, and then we'll put those surrounds on. Alright, we got the board plugged into the game, and we will turn it on and show you what it does. I have to turn the lights off. There. As you can see, it's working perfect. All the digits are doing their digits thing. We put in the display test. There we go. As you can see, it's perfect. So we will have to put the surrounds on now and get it back in the game. I'm going to show you what the other one did and why I'm replacing it. I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to plug the other board back in, and then you'll see why I'm replacing it. Alright, here's the original board. Now you'll see why. As you can see, we got a lot of, you can't really see too good, a lot of extra stuff going on in the original display. See if I can keep it propped up. It's gonna slide. Let's go on a display test. There we go. I don't know if it'd be better doing this with the lights on or the lights off. Yeah, with the lights on, it's actually better. See, just the garbage that's in the displays. Basically, it's all the alphanumeric ones. The bottom ones are good. So there's like extra things that's locked on. So that's how we're replacing it. Now you're probably gonna be like, why don't you just fix it? Well, let's get this out of the machine and on the bench, and I'll show you. All right, let's get the plastic off these, and we will get our new surrounds on that go to these. We'll do one, and I'll finish them by myself. I'll finish the rest of them. First of all, you gotta remove all these. Save these. They're really good for your back glass board when you're putting new glass on, or you're changing the bulbs or whatever. They're good to put on the wood so your glass doesn't rattle on it. A lot of times they're that foam that's on your wood, that's on your back box and your head. The foam is usually just decayed and so far gone. This is what makes the displays look even more authentic. As you can see, since I removed the plastic off of them, they're not glossy anymore. So that's one benefit. And the second benefit, now, you only got one chance at this. So I'm actually going to put it a little bit closer to me. I'm probably going to do it at the top. Well, you do kind of got one more chance. But I try to get it. Ooh, that's perfect right there, I think. This does two things. One, makes the display look like all one unit. And two, now nothing is going to rattle against it. See, that instantly makes all your displays look so much more beautiful. So I'm going to get all the plastic off these, and we'll put this in here. Alright, there we go. Like I said, that makes it look so much better with the surrounds on. It hides the gap between the digits. It makes the digits all look like they're one whole block, and they're not shiny and got that gloss to them. Alright, don't need these anymore. These sometimes I use to peel them off on the edge if I can't get them, but these I could grab all with my fingers and get all the edges. Like I said, save these. They're great for putting your on your head so your back glass doesn't rattle on your games. Alright, so we got this off. Let's take out the 4 screws. I should get a paper towel and how long are these things? And some glass cleaner, and clean behind here right away. I can't remember if I did it once before or not, so I've actually had this off once before, once or twice before, I think twice. One time to look at it, second time I reflowed all the connectors, and I had the same issue. And that's when I really decided to buy a new one. Alright, this is why I bought a new one. As you can see, these two displays are different. It's been worked on numerous times. I can see where These have been replaced. They've been replaced once before. They don't sit flat. They all sit on an angle. It's been multiple hacked on, repaired, replaced. Yeah, it's had a lot of work done onto the back. So after I took it apart the second time and reflowed it, and I still got the exact same results from all the displays, I'm like, you know what, this is just going to go in the spare pile, and we will just leave it at that. So what I'm going to do now is get me a little bit of glass cleaner. And we will just clean this off. Like I said, I think I cleaned this, I can't remember. But might as well do it now. So I'm not taking this back out again ever. Yeah, I didn't clean it, I lied. I must have thought I cleaned it. Yeah, that was years of ick bar smoking smell. Well, that was good though. We got a good clean out of it. Yeah, that's better. These are all scratched up too. I got scratches on them from where the displays were hitting. And then this goes on like this. Same holes, same everything. Nothing altered. Goes right back to the factory position. That's what I love about these kits. You're not cutting anything, you're not altering anything. Everything just goes back basically right where it was. Well, except for your displays. Old displays you can throw in the garbage or sell them or give them to somebody. These ones I took off, they will go in a box and they will become test displays. That means if I ever get a game similar to this again and the displays don't work, I know those displays kinda work, and it will let me know if there's something else wrong or if the displays are just garbage. And just like with these screws, you just tighten them down. You don't get, you know, a couple duggas out of an impact out of them. Like that. Get our new displays in. And then when I plug it in, it's going to look beautiful and awesome. So let's get it plugged into the machine and see what it looks like. Alright, it's in. Let's give her a power on. There we go. I got this thing loud, don't I? Yeah, it's a little bit better. You can see it looks perfect. Let's turn the light off. There we go. As you can see, it's got the exact same glow as the originals. The only real difference is these are not high voltage anymore. These run off, I believe, 5 volts. And they work, and they look good, and they look just like the originals, which is awesome. And they're great. They're a great kit. I highly recommend these Wolffpac kits for.
Hey, you with the face!
Yeah, you with the face by him. So with that, I thank you all for watching. And please give me a thumbs up. Cool stuff along the bottom here. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, Wolffpac, I'll put a link in the description for the website. And I'll probably put a direct link to this kit. That way you can check it out. So with that, take care, thumbs up, and later.